Hi, VR designer Chris here, and in this video I'll be doing a walkthrough of the Laconia forest set. Forgive me for the quality of this video because I filmed this on my phone. First, let's take a look at these rocks that are being carved out of foam. We designed the Laconia rocks as 3D models. We also 3D printed them as miniatures in-house. There were also drawings and concept art created for these rocks. Once it all got approved, the designs got sent out to the scenic team who carved them out of foam and painted them. I'm currently walking around the perimeter of the set where the tree line ends. At this point, I'm approaching one end of the studio where we have the habitation unit, also known as Cara's hut. At this point of the video, the exterior of Cara's hut is still under construction. Here are some exterior panels of the hut that are being painted and will later be applied by construction. Up here, I'm standing on a vantage point where I set up a couple of GoPros to film a time lapse of the construction of the set. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link up above and in the description. Over here, you can take a look at the other side of the hut. I'm walking on the other side of the studio where you can see a pile of dirt and other work in progress sections of the set. See how dense the trees are? We actually made sure the tree density was appropriate for this build in pre-production, and I simulated some of these scenes in VR. We are now at the pond at one end of the studio, and as you can see, it is still a work in progress. And one thing I really liked about this part of the set was the rock wall with moss on it. I think it looks really cool. Why don't we look behind the rock wall and see what is supporting the structure? Looping back around, we are in the same area that I started the video at. Now let's fast forward a few weeks in the future. The pond is now completed, and I just love the color of the water. And this is probably my favorite part of the set. Now I'm walking through the forest to the back end where Cara's hut is. We can see that the exterior of Cara's hut is pretty much completed, with the interior still being a work in progress. I want to show you one thing here. See this hole on the side of the tree? This is an example of what the crew did to drill the branches into the trunks of the trees. Every branch was drilled into the trees, and it was pretty labor intensive. They actually installed the branches upside down to give the forest a slightly different vibe than on Earth. Here we have an example of only having to build a part of a set. It's an extension to the hut, but it gives the illusion that there's more to it on camera. And here is the backside of that hut extension. I'm going to walk along the wall of the set that I started with in this video. Here is an overview shot of the set from a vantage point where I took that GoPro time lapse. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to support me and the channel, check out my game on Steam called The Indigo Parallel. It's out in November, and I'll leave a link up above and in the description. And thanks for watching.